Hello, peace, love, and energy, everybody. I just tried to come on live. I know I got a fucked up internet connection. We got the lowest speed in the area I stay in with AT&T. So, whew, yeah, it's all bad. So, before we get started, like I said, my name is Happy. I am an energy healer, a holistic teacher, coming in with the arts of understanding a highest perspective of self. Now, I'm learning how to keep these videos in a construct time to basically put the information out there, but in a more so a condensed manner. Right now I'm lighting my cedar wood. I have these for sale. They're called smudge sticks. And what I'm doing now is actually clearing our space so we can allow this intervention of self to actually occur and to actually happen and to actually be a part of a collective as a whole. So I forgot to title it for whatever reason. I know this is about electromagnetic field, which is truly the body itself. And I just want to go into a few details exactly on what that means overall. So this is esoteric knowledge of self. Esoteric is the meaning of information that is valid to a small group of people who share the same reasoning of beliefs and knowledge, as well as it's information that's beyond the construct of time, or information beyond the biblical books that we all read right now. So, Happy New Year. Actually, this is a Happy Gregorian New Year. We go by the Midwestern accent when it comes to our time span. And actually, we are off. We're supposed to we're supposed to be in a cosmic time space. Instead, we are in a linear time space. So, our ancestors have taught us that life is like a circle in a sense. If I have to use an illustration right now, life is like a circle. It has no ending and it has no beginning and it has no ending. It just continuously keeps going. And us celebrating this day, because I don't want to get off topic, but in a nutshell, us celebrating New Year's, we are actually celebrating another memorial of our ancestors when it comes to the slave entrapment of not just our mentality, but our bodies, our physical selves as well. And January actually is, January, but the new year actually consists of basically during the slavery days. It's like you getting separated from your family at the beginning of the Gregorian calendar New Year. And that was a day that our people dread. Like Black Friday. Black Friday has a symbolization, well, actually, it is authenticity when it comes to our people being sold for 2 for 1. 2 for 1 slaves was the original meaning of Black Friday. So, like I said, without getting off topic, when you actually like in tune yourselves with these energies, when you actually participate in these energies, you are basically experimenting without subconsciously knowing a ritual that the world has going on, using your energy as the benefit to actually basically make that ritual comes to a manifestation in this world. So that's a whole nother video. If you start doing your research when it comes to actually the holidays that we do celebrate, I'm not saying, we didn't took it and turn into a different type of tradition. I do want people to think about I do want people really to think about, okay, From day one, you've been taught this. From day one, you've been taught that. From day one, you have been told to believe in this. From day one, you have been told to believe in that. So now, what I'm asking, what I'm truly begging people to do is erase the first programming of your understanding, because that do not coincide with the soul being that you truly are. That is nothing but the distractions to get you away from your true identity. So all these extra beliefs, all these extra religions, everybody's telling you to be Christian, Buddhism, Islam, you know what I'm saying? Allah, like when you get further and further into the understanding of the truth of knowledge, you will understand that Allah itself is an acronym from arm, leg, arm. Wait a minute. Allah. Arm, leg, arm, head, which is a fivefold understanding of being, which has a lot to do with this biofield that we have, which is the body. So it's like these religious texts has really an undertone of an inner understanding when it comes to it, because it has everything to do with the construct of the body, the brain, the organs, the cells, the tissues, how to basically maintain that understanding of you and help you to your longevity, which is the true abundance that the Bible speak of. Is understanding the true temple, which is the body itself. And I just want to go into a few details on the body itself, because we are energetic beings. We are trying to get our motion and our emotions basically in sync with one another. We're trying to get the masculine side of us as well as the feminine side of us into a existence to where they can come into a whole of a connection, so we can actually raise the vibrations of our inner beings and our true self of being. So the electromagnetic field, as explained in science and throughout mythology and throughout biblical books, has everything to do with the body itself. And so this shell that we have, this physical form, is nothing but a house for the soul. We are walking energy. There is nothing else outside of energy that exists. We are individual vibrational beings. And the assignment that you actually signed up for when you got here and that you wanted to be here for is to actually experience this physical form of being. So the electromagnetic field itself is electrons and protons. How this body was made, like in the beginning, when it comes to the Bible itself, when it comes to Genesis. In Genesis, it speaks of, in the beginning, it was the Word. The Word itself is a vibration. So we are vibrational beings of a superior being. We are the extension of the source itself. When it even speaks of, be like Jesus, be like Jesus Christ, that is truly be like Christ within yourself, because you share that same God particle that Christ has, and that Christ has basically passed on to this generation of being. So basically, we are Christ within ourselves, but we have been taught to go outside of ourselves to think, to understand that somebody else can save our salvation. And there is no middleman between you and your own salvation. So we have basically been hoodwinked into believing the ideology of outside characters that can basically have total control of our being of existence. When in actuality, we have our own control of our DNA structure, our own control on how we want the outcome of this experience on Earth to be, as well as we are the writers of our DNA code and the creators of our DNA code. We are not subjected to go by force when it comes to the overall supremacist way of thinking. So they took those constructs of belief from us because the foundation of self relies on understanding the in-depth part of you. And they took that from us. So since they took that from us, it's like we have a mental amnesia right now. And the mental amnesia is that we forgot that this is an electromagnetic field of an experience from a higher source of being, and we all are actually connected through that one source, but we all are individual personalities trying to have a personal experience and actually understand why we chose to come here in this 3D matrix to live out whatever experience that you wanted to. So even speaking with reincarnation, they don't want you to know that you have spent eons and eons of trying to get it together. All because if you knew that, then you would start going towards a new foundation of thinking, and you can break down the barriers and the veil that has been like given to us or pressed upon us to make us believe something that is not. So the auric field itself, when it comes to your energy, it is like it's 3 feet around you at all times. It's very important the energy that you allow within your auric field, because energy is just like bad habits. Once you or that saying, a bird of a feather flocks together. A lot of times when you are energetically in contact with those who are off balance with their energy, they can actually dump it off on you. And then that comes to like, we wonder why we were happy all day Tuesday, and then by the evening when I talked to such and such, or when I did such and such, or when I helped such and such, now my whole attitude has changed. That's because they energetically has dropped off an energy that don't serve you. But since your energy is intact, it has to be attacked by another energy. If that makes sense to you all. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that we know that this body itself, this vehicle, is only to protect our soul. And the auric field itself, when you even start tapping into the energies, you can read other people's energies. Sometimes even when you go into a room or you meet someone and you just say like that is just something not right about them, you automatically basically picked up the energy that they was giving off. And so we have to continue to understand the true balance of self and understand the recognition that has been taken from us when it comes to self-belief of self. We have all these phenomenal abilities when it comes to the mental capacities of being, to where we can enhance that every chance we get when we start going towards the road or the journey that the individual has been put on just for themselves. So, like I said, it's not about bashing anybody else. It's not about like being combative about what you should believe in. Honestly, that's not my problem. It is not my problem that if you don't believe me or not. It is my problem if I know something and I can be able to help someone and I don't share it. So what you do with the information is honestly up on the person themselves. So I am in a process of getting my family in tune with not just a universal law of understanding, but a universal understanding of thyself, as above, so below. Nuke poo nuke. I am that I am. The air that I breathe is the life that I give to others. So I'm really intrigued with understanding that my first foundation has not only been broken, but it has actually given me a chance to understand truly what the human presence means. And like I said, every time I do these videos, it's like I got my notebooks. I be having like things I really want to say, but it's like spirit takes me in a different direction. So I'm trying to continue to be, because spiritual beings too, once you actually start giving yourself a label, I don't care what it is, even spiritual being, that means that's what you're going to be labeled is. But what you should be labeled is a multi-dimensional being. You should be labeled as an immortal being. You should be known as an infinite being, having a finite experience. And know that after this lifespan, or after this vessel has given way to where your lifespan has no longer needed, or this vehicle is no longer needed, then you move to the next soul level of life. You know, it's soul reasoning, it's soul being, it's soul purpose, it's soul understanding, it's soul recognition. It is everything that has to do with your soul. I don't care what people have told you or how people come to you and want you to understand their way and their perspective of thinking. Don't think like others. Think for yourself. Not only start thinking outside of the box, start thinking of why, when, what, where. We need to get back into a scientific construct of thinking. You know, do some experimenting, understanding exactly what the fuck is going on, because ain't nobody gonna teach our children exactly what's going on right now. Nobody's gonna teach them that. This information is not being taught in the school books. So first foremost, get in tune with your body. Get in tune with the understanding that this is your personal savior right here. And how you protect it and how you take care of it and how you treat it has a lot to do with what happens to your soul after you leave this three-dimensional realm. So like I said, my name is Happy. I'm talking kind of fast, I think. I don't even know how many minutes it is. Although I've been getting a few constructive tips on when it comes to social media platform and how to interact with those. And I'm learning to get over my social anxiety as well. This journey takes you on a whole different illustration of self. You get more in depth with the demons you have. You get more in depth with facing, the obstacles that you never thought that you would even think of. You done buried it so deep within yourself. And so now it's time for us to dig deep within ourselves and gravitate towards that ultimate purpose of being and wanting to know more about you. So once you know more about you, you can do not only better for yourself, you can do better for the seeds that you have planted out here, as well as better for the seeds that you have planted overall for your legacy. So hit me up, man. I'm telling you, Fox with me. It's a new, not just a new awakening. It's been almost 2,000 years since this information has been prevalent to the world as a worldwide situation. So crystal healing, Tai Chi, Qigong, numerology charts. Thanks to everybody so far that's been like reaching out to me and really want to know and understand themselves a lot better than what you was told or what you was taught. So I know I forgot something. I have okay. Since our bodies are energy. Since our bodies are energy with this electromagnetic field, it is good to protect it. We have different techniques, the ones that I just expressed, that can help you get in tune with the alignment of yourself. These mechanisms have been around for eons and eons, and it's time for us to start taking advantage of it, start learning how to get in sync with one another, and start learning how to build off one another, and as well as learn how not to self-destruct yourself. So please hit me up. Happy L segment. I hope you all enjoy listening. More videos to come. I'm just in a space where I really want my immediate family to push forward with the understanding of thyself. So peace, love, and energy. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Like I said, thanks. And if you really want to build, hit me up at Universal Soul, SOUL Thinking at gmail.com. And if you really want to get in tune with a higher understanding of you, please inbox me. Please call me. My line is always open. I'm not uh doing this for no extra. I'm doing this for the collective so we can raise the vibrations here in St. Louis, Missouri, so our children won't be basically blindsided with what's to come. Peace.